Guys, our brand new ATH Quick Turn Indicator strategy is going to be a game changer for Forex trading. Watch this video right here by Michael Angel Martin and see how you can get started with us today. And after just a few hours of training, you can start using this strategy to trade on the demo account right away, guys. Watch the video now and get back with me to get your free week of training.
Hey there, Abundance Trade House team, customers. I'm throwing this video together here just to kind of, go over the basics of the quick turn. All right. The people, you should be watching this only if you've already got your charts set up, right? So if you come here to, let me see here, should be over here. Nope, hold on. I've come on quick turn, and this page might look different when you get here because I'm going to reorganize this. I think this video here is going to be probably the first video, and then this video you're watching now is going to be the second video, right? But watch this video that Jay did, right? It's an hour long, but right at the very beginning, he tells you how to set up the indicators, right? So you can watch the whole thing if you want because he goes over the charts, the layouts, the templates, a lot of good information here. But just in the very first few minutes, he shows you how to put all the indicators on, right? So make sure you've at least done that, okay? Now, here are the rules, guys, and it's real simple, right? You identify your trigger chart, right? First, right? Now, maybe I should put, let me do this. All right, let me just change this to 2, 3, 4. 1, identify trigger charts. Okay. All right. So identify your trigger chart, right? And what that means is what's the chart that you're going to be taking your trades off of. All right. I think everybody, when they first start, should be using the 1 hour for the trigger chart. All right. The 1 hour for the trigger chart. But once you get good at this, you can do it, you can do it on the 1 minute, all right? You can do it on the 5 minute, the 15, the 1 hour, right? But the 1 hour is great for new people, especially great for people that have jobs, right? If you got a job, busy lifestyle, you want to be on the 1 hour, all right? So you want to identify the trigger chart, and it's going to be the 1 hour. And then you want to look at the next frame up. Let me look at the next time frame up. Okay, for trend at a minimum. And I say at a minimum because some people like to look at the next couple up, right? But at a very minimum, you want to look at the next time frame. And what you're looking for is the 1362 cross, right? This is the way I do it. I know other people out there have different videos. Steve's does it a little bit different. Dino's, been kind of following Steve. And they use the ATH as their trend indicator. And I don't like that as a trend indicator. I think the reason why it's working for them right now is because when this thing launched, a lot of the pairs were coming to the end of their trend, right? And so they've been crushing it with it. But what's going to happen eventually is, stuff like this, right? When you get an ATH going up and you get, okay, I'm going to drop to my lower time frame and just take buys. Well, this thing turns right around and kills you. This one turns right around and kills you. All right, this one right here turns right around and kills you, right? So, but when it's obvious though, if you look at the 1362, it's obvious it's a downtrend, right? I'm not going to go into how powerful the 1362 is. There's literally been like documents written, like multiple pages. Like I have one, like a 40, 50 page document written on the power of the 1362, right? It's very powerful because they're Fibonacci numbers. And they're just really powerful for predicting trend. And they actually have smart money built into them, believe it or not, but that's for another video, okay? So when you come to the 4 hour, I'm looking for a 1362 cross, okay? If you want to do it the way that I'm doing it, I wait for a 1362 cross. Now, obviously the ATH on this would have worked out great, right? But I just don't do it because you get caught up too many times on the bad side of things. But if you wait for the 1362 cross, boom, right? Sells, cross, boom, sells, right? Buys, sells, right? It's very simple, right? So when you get good at this, it's simply going to be coming to your 4-hour chart, is it crossed or not? All right. If the 13's above the 62, then we're looking for buys. If the 13 is below the 62, we're looking for sells, right? Above the 62, we're looking for buys. Below the 62, we're looking for sells. All right. Now, the next thing you got to do, now that you know the direction, right, you drop down to your trigger chart, which is the 1 hour. All right. And you wait for a confirmation. So right now we saw there's a cross on the just crossed on the 4 hour, right? So now we're waiting for a quick turn alert. All right. So you can just come in, set your quick turn. You come in here and just set. Go to ATH, go to quick turn. I like to just put, the pair in here, gold, and I just put QT, create the alarm, right? Done. I don't have to come look at this pair anymore until I get a QT alarm, okay? And so now entry, so that's how simple it is, okay? Now there are some nuances, all right? Let me open this up a little bit. So there are some nuances that I want to discuss. And nuances are things that it's hard to train on. Like they're things that you just have to learn through experience, right? So that's why you got to demo trade this. Go on a demo account and do those 25 trade sets. And after 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 trades, you're going to start seeing these nuances, and they're going to help you to become better traders. All right. So one of the nuances that I've found is I like it when they pull back to the 62. I'm going to say almost, because based on certain candle looks, and again, that's another nuance, I may take a pull to the 13, right? But the pullbacks to the 62s are like the most powerful trades of all, right? Like you got here, this pull, everything crosses, everything flips, pulls back to that 62, and you got a couple great entries right here. And I'll talk about where you enter, where you put your stop loss here in a moment, okay? But you got to pull back to the 62, right? And you go. Matter of fact, I'll just talk about it now since I got the example. So the entry is always the close of the candle. All right, so let's say you're going to get in on this ATH right here, this quick turn. All right, and you're going to hear me saying ATH and quick turn. ATH is just these red and blue arrows on my charts. The quick turn is the black arrow. All right, and they're very specific, right? And the reason why these appear is because there was an arrow and then an opposite arrow within 8 candles. That's what triggers the quick turn signal. Okay, so the entry is always the close of the candle. So if it's this candle right here, that's the close, and then the stop loss is always behind the low or above the high. All right, and I always go for 1 to 2 right now. So go for a minimum of 1 to 2. All right. What I see people doing is they put the stop loss under the candle. All right. So on this one here, right, that's just very aggressive, right? So this is the candle right here. Right. If you put your stop loss underneath that candle, boom, you got stopped out. All right. So very aggressive stop, and you're gonna get stopped out a lot. You want to put it behind the low, all right? Because if you're going with trend, 1 to 2 is going to be pretty simple to do, all right? So here's a 13 pullback, right? This is why I'm kind of steering away from the 13 pullbacks, because you got a pullback here, right? You got an ATH, you're going with trend, so you take it, and boom, you lose. But yet you be a little bit more patient. It pulls all the way back to the 62, and then you get a perfect entry for this killer trade right here. Right, again, the entry would have been at the close of the candle, and your stop loss would have been behind this low, not this candle, even though that would have worked on that one. You put it here, all right, and the 1 to 2 would have been super simple, all right. And then 2 candles later, boom, done, out of the trade. All right, and one of the reasons why I'm going to 1 to 2s is because I'm using large funded accounts. All right, my month just started, and just on 2 of my accounts, I've got 35,000 profit, and we're only the first week of November. Just using quick turn, by the way. Okay. So the 62, those are the most powerful, right? Now there are some 13s that I would take, but again, they're nuances that you've got to learn, just different candle patterns, right? As this one comes up, taps the 62, you got an entry here. Now, there's another little nuance, or something that's a guideline for me, is I only take trades that are, you know, within 3 candles of the high. You know, so you just basically, the way I do it is I look at the last up candle before the move, and I want to be, you know, within 3. So it's 1, 2, 3 candles. I'll take that. If it's 4 or 5 candles, then I'm waiting for a pullback. I'm not going to get in on that move. Let's see if I can find something real quick. I don't see one right now. Oh, right here, right here. So this is the 4th candle, right? So you get the up candle, then you got 1, 2, 3, 4 down candles. I would skip this trade, even though it ended up being a great trade, right? More times than not, you know, you'll get a pullback. So, you know, and eventually that pullback did come, you know, but didn't give you any kind of a trade, right? But I just wait for the pullback on that. All right, and so 13, the 62, I went over that. I went over the entries. So here's a candle pattern, just a nuance again. So look at these trades right here, right? So you got this one off the 13, which you would have lost, right? You'd been entry, stop loss here, came up, knocked you out before you get your 1 to 2. But then it comes to the 62, great entry, right? Again, your entry is at the close of the candle, the quick turn candle, and your stop loss is on the other side, right? And you get the 1 to 2, right? And boom, you get another one, right? It's 3 candles, so it's within it's off the 62, my favorite ones of all, right? And then boom, you get the 1 to 2. Now this one here is off the 13, and this is one I might have been enticed to get into because it went up, and then I got a big engulfing candle afterwards, right? That might have been enough to suck me in on this one, right? Where if you see something like, let me just mark this out right here. Where you see something like this, right? Not only is it going sideways, but you know, it just kind of had a candle, and it went sideways for a little bit, then it had a candle, right? That is something that I wouldn't have got into just because of that look. And again, it's just a nuance. It's just something you have to, you know, this is what people always ask me, go, you know, Mike, if this strategy is so simple, why do we even need to test it? Let's just get on the charts and start making some money, right? And we've had people do that, right? But these little nuances are going to help save you losses. They're going to help get you higher quality trades as you start getting that experience and learning these little nuances. But we got people without even learning the nuances coming in and crushing this because there's so many wins that they make up for the losses. Like in this whole run, if you just took every one of them, right, you'd have had 1 loss and 3 wins, right? You'd have killed it, right? Let's see, there's only one other thing that I want to talk about and we'll get out of here. Let's see, this is 13 minutes, good, perfect time. I just want this to be a short video, just get to the point. So the other thing that you got to learn about this, guys, is the consolidation, right? You got to learn to identify consolidating and don't take any trades during consolidation. This is a trend trading strategy. It absolutely crushes it in the trend, right? But you'll get crushed in consolidation if you trade it, right? And just some of the things that identify that is when these EMAs come close together. Like you're looking for EMAs that have these alligator mouth, we call it. It's like wide open, right? And just running. Right? That's the look you're looking for. When you get these, EMAs that are coming in close together like that, you don't take the trade, right? And newbies, they can't identify that yet, so they'll come in and go, well, the 4 hours crossed, the 13's crossed, I got an indicator, I'm taking the trade, right? And they're going to take some losses because of that, right? But once you learn that, okay, these EMAs are really close, they're kind of roping each other, going in between. You've got a lot of ATH signals in here. You just stay away from that. You'll notice too that the super trend will go flat. You just stay away from that. Wait till you get this open mouth and then get in on a pullback, right? Now you get a couple good trades in here. So same thing on the 4 hour. Let's say you go up to the 4 hour, right? And let me find something here. All right, something like this, right? You come up to the 4 hour, and maybe you got an ATH quick turn alarm set or whatever. You come to the charts and you see this, right? This roping in between, right? They're not spread apart. They don't look like this, right? It's a completely different look. They don't look like that, right? They're together. You come to the 4 hour and you just say, well, I'm not trading gold at all. I'm just going to skip it completely. I'm done until it moves. And all of a sudden you start seeing it go, woo, now it's game on. You drop down to the 1 hour and start, piling up the profits, right? Piling up the profits. But you just have to have that patience. Wait for it to open up, right? There's so many different pairs to look at, so many choices. You don't have to take this shit. Only take the ones that look perfect, the ones that have the open wide mouth, the ones that are just, everything lines up. And if you do that, you're going to absolutely crush it. All right, so your job is to basically use this, right? I'm going to go over one more time. Identify your trigger chart, and you're going to look at the next time frame up for your trend, and at a minimum, one time frame. Looking for that 1362 cross, and then on the trigger chart, you're going to trade in that direction of the 1362, right? And the super trend. You want the super trend in your direction as well. All right, super trend and the 1362 in your direction, and then take those quick turn alerts, and you just gotta understand there's high quality ones. Those are the pullback to the 62, and just lower quality. I'm not gonna say they're low or they're bad trades, because there are some good trades from these 13s, right? But again, it's learning those nuances, learning those candle patterns, and that's just something you can't do a training video on. It's just something you've got to practice and see those for yourself. Right, but they're lower quality. There are some trades there off the 13, and then I think one more should be added on here, and then we'll call it a day. Is get good at identifying consolidation. All right. And trade this, guys, on your 25 trade blocks, right? And when you start doing 100, 200, 300, 400 trades, you're going to be able to spot consolidation in a heartbeat. You're going to be able to, spot those candle patterns in a heartbeat. But until then, while you're learning, you're still going to be profitable because of how simple this is. If you at the very least, take quick turn alerts in the direction of the next time frame up from your trigger chart. Again, let's say the 1 hour. If you're at least looking at the direction of the 4 hour and your trigger chart is the 1 hour, and you just take QTs in the direction of that 4 hour without knowing any of that other stuff, you're still going to have a lot of great trades. All right, we have people that we've handed this to that got a tenth of what you just got right now, and they're just killing it. They're just killing it, right? So as you identify and dial in these extra little things that I've talked about, this is going to be the strategy that's going to set you free, guys. And again, I think I said at the beginning already, I got 3 funded accounts with just this strategy, with this strategy alone. All right, and I already got them well into profit the first week of the month. And other people are doing the same thing. All right. So you can do this. All right. You can do this. All right. So I just want to make this quick video, and hopefully this helps you guys out. Talk to you later.